Welcome to Photo Adventures with Bonnie Renal, as we reflect nature's artistry and I focus beyond the scene. The horse, an American icon, and to me, as a nature photographer, nothing is more thrilling than watching a group of wild horses roaming free across the Nevada desert. Join me in my photo exploration as I reminisce on my favorite encounters with wild horses in their natural habitat. A special thank you to Denean and her beautiful music of To the Children. Within the 220,000-acre Red Rock Herd Management Area in southern Nevada, a number of wild horses can often be spotted along the trails leading to the natural springs. Under protection of the Free Roaming Horses and Burro Act of 1971, the wild herds within the Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area are able to sustain themselves in this terrain, which is also part of the Mojave Desert. Open terrains with gentle hills receive moisture from clouds that build near the surrounding mountains. These microclimates recharge streams, allowing for a variety of desert grasses and vegetation to grow, thus sustaining the diet of the wild horses. Wild horses often find shelter from the elements in the recesses and rock outcroppings of box canyons. Keeping my distance from a herd of inquisitive wild horses can sometimes be a challenge. My creed as a wildlife photographer is to take only photos and leave only with your memories. While out in the desert, it is wise to keep alert on the surroundings, which can be difficult when your head is focused behind the camera. One time, I kept hearing noise coming from over my shoulder. To finally turn around to discover I was surrounded by a herd of wild horses. Another time, I was standing behind a creosote bush, focusing on 6 horses drinking from a spring. They finished and began to walk towards me. Upon sensing my presence, they lined up as if posing for my camera. Never being threatened by the wild horses, I do always listen to their sounds and stay aware of their movements. This is where a long telephoto lens helps, and I can record their natural interactions within the group. Several times, I have observed as many as 10 to 20 wild horses, including paints, buckskins, and roans, gathered to drink at Wilson Tank. The family dynamics of these wild herds is a study in nature's adaptations. The lead stallion will protect his family group of mares, colts, and fillies. When the stallions reach adulthood, they are chased out of their present family, and they will join up with other bachelor groups. These bachelor groups band together, forming their own herds. During breeding season, males will challenge for the right to mate. To my relief, the challenge of these two stallions ended with just a show of strength. Sometimes the duels may become deadly from numerous kicks and/or bites. Wild horses carry the scars from many encounters. With an El Niño, or wet winter, come spring, the desert grasses will be plentiful, and the wild horses fill out with slick coats. Some believe the wild horses are starving and should be rounded up. However, the horse is a resourceful animal, and when growing up wild, can adapt on its own. As majestic as the wild horse appears, it abounds in much controversy. Did the horse become extinct in North America? Are these wild horses descendants of the Spanish conquistadors? Or do they go further back to the Norsemen or Chinese explorers? Can the horse be traced back to Native American tribes, as is handed down in their oral history? What is the origin of the 25,000-year-old horsehead fossil on display at the Pyramid Lake Paiute Museum that was discovered in the area by a tribe member? Further controversy continues whether the present-day horses are actually descendants from wild horses, or are they domesticated horses that have been turned loose to become feral because they are no longer wanted. These horses are considered by many to be nuisances, destroying the fragile desert ecosystems, and unlike cattle, provide no benefit to humanity. Recent observation has determined that wild horses do in fact benefit the ecosystems where they are allowed to roam freely. By feeding on cheatgrass, as it begins to sprout in early spring, the wild herd helps to keep this invasive species down, which will also help to prevent ground fuel needed for wildfires. The horse's digestive system does not entirely degrade the plants it consumes, which then becomes nutrient-rich manure, enriching the dry desert soil and helping it to retain more water. In the distance, a wild Palomino stallion stands tall against the desert landscape, head held high and ears at attention. The living spirit of the American West that has lifted mankind by the strength of its back must again be held in the high esteem that its place in history has earned. Photographing the wild horses has given me a deeper appreciation of their aesthetic beauty and broadened my understanding of the family dynamics of these majestic animals.